In the summer of 2017, a grave crisis was already boiling in the U.S. Navy's Fifth Fleet, stationed in one of the Persian Gulf countries, namely Bahrain. That summer, investigators began to uncover an intricate web of allegations against American soldiers that began with prostitution but ended up in cases on international sex trafficking. What the Naval Criminal Investigative Service, NCIS, uncovered had three themes in common: U.S. sailors, prostitutes, and money.
الحادث اللي حدث مؤلم جدا لجميع السعوديين.
The investigation was first revealed in mid-2020 by Military Times in a detailed report entitled Tinder, Sailor, Hooker, Pimp: The U.S. Navy's Sex Trafficking Scandal in Bahrain.
Whenever the U.S. occupation or the U.S. Army is present, you're gonna hear about criminal atrocities and unethical acts like sex trading, and especially the case in Bahrain becomes amidst the ongoing uprising that calls for the involvement of the people in the room.
The investigation all started with monitoring a string of WhatsApp messages between gunner's mate, second-class Jihad H. Littlejohn, and a woman known as Lynn Rainwest. In the messages, they discussed trafficking girls from Thailand who would then live in the American sailors' off-post apartment and be put to work as prostitutes.
The case of gunner's mate second-class Jihad Littlejohn was one of several that caught Big Navy's attention in Bahrain in the summer of 2017. Littlejohn was accused of conspiring with a pimp to import two women from Thailand into Bahrain to work as prostitutes. They would live with him, and he would take a cut of their earning.
The Littlejohn case triggered an extensive investigation into similar scandals, which, according to the Military Times, uncovered that servicemen involved in sex trafficking was a widespread phenomenon.
What we discovered was going on in Bahrain was that there was a confluence of cases coming out at the same time, involving conspiracies, involving sexual crimes, involving human trafficking, prostitution.
These Navy servicemen, including high command, were involved in housing and pimping female prostitutes as early as June 2017.
It's common for the American military to commit such crimes. We all know the cases of such crimes in Korea, in Japan, in Vietnam, and especially what happened in Abu Ghraib in Iraq. Many military personnel of the American Army committed such atrocities, such inhumane atrocities and ill treatment against the Iraqi people, and that's what make this action and this crime not new for us, because the American occupation never cared about human dignity, about the rights of the people.
In just another high-profile case that year, Chief Operations Specialist Jason W. Grant was caught attempting to traffic 3 girls from Thailand to Bahrain. The messages quoted from Grant during his trial reveal the gravity of the situation. Need to procure Thai girl. They make 120 Bahraini dinar a night. Little John and Grant were just two examples of a corrupt, multi-layered enterprise in Bahrain, with American sailors as major profiteers. According to the Daily Mail, at least 9 sailors, including 5 chiefs and a lieutenant commander, have been charged in connection with sex trafficking operations in Bahrain since 2017.
You interested in making a little money?
Yes.
Basically, you know how the setup is, man. You give them a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? They'll be pretty much, you know, working for you. You hold their passports. They usually only go home like once a year. That's like during Ramadan. And shit, you can whatever. It's gravy. Stay on WhatsApp. Don't text any other way because WhatsApp is secure. You know what I'm saying? You the only person that can get free. Your homeboys can't get no pussy, you know what I'm saying? Just you.
They get what?
They ain't gonna come back to you, you know what I'm saying? You handle all that right there. And I'll tell you when you really gonna make some money when the ship pull in. Oh my goodness, dog. When the ship pull in, it's
Hundreds of pages of court records, video footage, and investigative documents show the extent of U.S. sailor sex crimes in Bahrain. According to these documents, American sailors have been housing prostitutes in their taxpayer-funded apartments, seizing the women's passports, and taking a cut of the women's earnings. One accused chief told NCIS agents in 2018 that he believed up to 15% of American sailors in Bahrain were housing prostitutes in their off-post apartments. Another sailor told NCIS agents that service members have been housing women for profit since at least 2012, when he was previously stationed in Bahrain. Sailors would typically hold the women's passports to ensure they received money owed to them. Meanwhile, the silence of the Bahraini authorities on such an important issue begs the question.
The Bahraini government is never concerned about its own people and won't be concerned about the migrants or the Thai women. So the only concern of the Bahraini government is to whitewash its violations and to expose itself to the world as a government that cares about human rights. But in this case, we see that it doesn't comment about it because the American purpose in the first place in Bahrain is to protect this government, this illegitimate government.
For years, American sailors and prostitutes have coexisted with each other. Near American ally in the Jafar, the neighborhood in Bahrain's capital, Manama, an area spotted with bars, nightclubs, and apartment blocks. The Bahraini government's inaction in dealing with sex trafficking raises this issue. How much is Manama complicit in this international crime?
الحادث اللي حدث مؤلم جدا لجميع السعوديين.